humanity is the devil. In the beginning was God. And God breathed upon the vast and empty space of the universe. And God created humanity. And humanity could choose whether to remain subject to the will of its creator, or to set out upon the path of destiny by the power of its own free will. And humanity chose free will. Humanity chose to guide its own path through the annals of time. And God gave humanity a light by which to steer. God gave it the knowledge of right and wrong, that it might follow a path that would lead it back to the truth from which it had set out. He gave it the concept of good and the concept of evil, and he said, "Follow in your heart the concept of good, for that is of me, and the path that follows it will lead you back to me, and you will find yourself in heaven. But follow in your heart the concept of evil, and you will go further and further from me. For though I have created evil for your choice, evil is not of me, it is of Satan, who is the devil, and must for you be the enemy, so that yon do not follow him. For the path of evil will lead you to the devil, and yon will find yourself in hell. And hell is a place of darkness and misery and pain and anguish and hatred and violence and discomfort and unrest and unease and sickness and failure and death and futility and ignorance and malice and greed and envy and despair. And hell is a place where no man should wish to be. And humanity set off upon its journey through the annals of time, and the path of good and the path of evil lay before it. And the path of good was harsh and thorny, steep and narrow, and promised great sacrifice, but it led to the light of heaven. And the path of evil was soft and comfortable, gentle and easy, and promised great self-indulgence, but it led to the darkness of hell. And humanity felt the conflict of good and evil, discomfort now with the promise of joy to come on one side, and pleasure now with the promise of agony to come on the other. And humanity found that choice was not the easy sense of power which it had imagined, but a gnawing sense of doubt and uncertainty. For the power to choose is the burden of responsibility. There cannot be one without the other. Humanity had sought the power. Now it was saddled with the burden. But choice it had demanded, and now choose it must. To make no choice is to take the easy way, and leads to hell. To pretend there is no choice to be made is to take the easy way, and leads to hell. To accept the burden of responsibility and shoulder it is to take the hard way, and leads to heaven. It is the beginning of the road that leads back to God. Humanity chose the road to hell. Humanity rejected the burden of responsibility that came with the power of choice. Each man put the burden onto another. Each man claimed that another made his life for him. Each man saw himself the victim of his circumstances. Each man saw his life as the sum total of the decisions of others and the hand of fate. And humanity's choice was manifested when each man blamed another for his own misfortunes. For blame is the ultimate rejection of responsibility. Blame is the detonator for all evil. All sin stems from blame. All destruction stems from blame. Unless a man feels the need to blame, there is no destruction in him. Unless he feels the need to blame, there is no hatred in him. Unless he feels the need to blame, there is no evil in him. And humanity chose to blame. Humanity felt the need to blame. Each man blamed another, who blamed him in return. Humanity began to pattern the future course of the history of the world on the basis of blame. Blame became the common factor in all events, and with it humanity set out along the road to hell. And blame begets ignorance, because in order to blame, a man must know the power of his choice. Otherwise he will know the scope of his responsibility. If he knows that he has chosen to suffer, he cannot blame his suffering on someone else.